Lincoln's voice.
Lincoln
Real
was
quick,
gay.
Danny, is that a picture of Jeffrey Epstein and Ghislaine Maxwell on your shirt?
Oh yeah, it's the YouTubers Nelk, their company Full Send. They mailed me out this shirt among others, and this guy is a bodybuilder, Brad Martin, who's just their friend, and they just photoshopped his face onto Donald Trump. And then the other couple is Epstein and Maxwell, and I just any shirt with Epstein on it, I'm in. I'm in.
Yeah. I mean, I'm in also. You know what's really not cool? Twitch removed, this is like a year ago, they removed all of my Epstein emotes. I had a bunch of Epstein emotes, a bunch of Trump emotes. They got rid of all of them.
I got banned off Twitter. I just got booted permanently off Twitter for a
What'd you
joke
do?
of a. It was nothing. It's not even a funny story. I was in Denver, snowed in. I hate Denver, by the way, but that's a side story. Snowed in for 3 days in the airport, staying in a Days Inn with my camera guy, sharing a bed. So at 3 p.m. on our second day of being snowed in, I just tweet, I'm going to beat the shit out of @Nico Villacresis, my camera guy. Send him the tweet. He reads it. Fuck you, dude. Don't think anything else of it. And then 3 months later, I go on Twitter. I have 0 followers. I'm following 0 people. And it's told to me that I've been banned for a threat of violence. So I appeal it. I say, look, go to this Twitter profile. In his bio, it says, filmer for @Danny Mullen. He might have even replied to the tweet like, I'm going to fucking rape your mom, dude, LOL. It's very clear it was horseplay, but I appealed it, an appeal that took about 14 days, by the way. They're not too on their business over there at Twitter. And the appeal result was, yeah, we looked at it. It still violates our violence policy. We're not going to restore your account.
That's so stupid. They selectively enforce those rules constantly. That's ridiculous.
Yeah, it's
you should
fucking
still be
lame.
able to be a shithead online. I'm fully in favor of people being shitheads online.
Abe Lincoln
that-
shared a bed with a dude for 4 years.
In
So
military school? What was the context here?
he was a handsome youth and store owner, Joshua Speed, in Springfield, Illinois. They shared a bed for 4 years, not necessarily in those frontier days, the sign of a smoking gun, only messy male housekeeping. Nevertheless, 4 years is a long time to be fairly uncomfortable.
That's
Yeah.
so long to share a bed with the guy.
And the best part is, like, some of us are picturing our own beds.
Oh, this is
You
some
know that-
bullshit bed. A
This
twin.
was some real bullshit bed. If it was a
Yeah.
twin, then they were millionaires.
It was like it was just a burlap sack full of leaves.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
Sleeping bag and a spoon.
It's
This was a tiny, tiny frontier bed.
And if you think about it, his wife, Mary Todd, is the perfect beard because she was a psycho and I think she was fat or something. I speculated on that last part. She was definitely
I
crazy.
made that part up.
Yeah, I don't know. She might have been very trim. She was definitely fucking nuts and they had no romantic relationship, which is the perfect cover.
Mary Todd Lincoln.
Well,
Let's
the great
see if-
emancipator will not be besmirched on my watch. I mean,
Well, hold on. Let's see. Let's find.
I apologize, Kyle.
I'm gonna Google young.
you know how
Mary
much I
Todd
care about
Lincoln.
civil rights. And
Yeah, maybe it'll be
Freedoms.
like a Hillary Clinton thing. Maybe she'll be hot when she's young.
look at this bed. She was kind of hot, but then I remember those stories from that lady who went to high school or went to college with her and Bill about her hygiene being awful.
Hey, Mary Todd's fat as shit, Kyle. Fuck you.
All right. fair
She's
enough.
awful, dude. She is
All right.
awful.
I
Well,
remember
get after
one
it,
time
Lincoln.
I lost an argument about hottest first ladies. And I don't know if I ever covered my side of this, like as a retrospective, but they said that Melania Trump was the hottest first lady ever. And without evidence, I was like, can't be, right? And here's where my headspace was. These are presidents of the United States, right? Arguably the biggest winners on planet Earth, right? In the solar system. These are the biggest fucking winners that there are. They must pull some fucking good tail, right?
The biggest winners are probably like middleweight champion of the UFC or something like that. You ever see GSP's wife or girlfriend?
No.
Every time GSP's with a woman, it's like, oh my
She's a
God.
model.
And
Yeah.
Woody,
You're a
I
real
will,
person?
I will also say that we weren't a world power until after World War II. So if you were Grover Cleveland, I don't think you were knocking down the best pussy in the planet.
Okay, but that was where my headspace was. I was like, these guys are winners in the same way that like Jeff Bezos or Bill Gates is a winner, and then they're gonna get tailed out of their own league, at least physically. And and by the way, the stipulation was not present time, right? That we're going to measure the first wives at the first wives' peak. Turns out most of these chicks are like below average. Like it.
Yeah.
There are not a lot of hot first wives. Jackie O clearly qualifies. Melania Trump does, and then it falls off a cliff.
That is, look at this. Look at this article. It is so funny that they put Michelle Obama above Melania Trump. Michelle Obama,
did they?
Number one, Melania Trump.
Oh my
The
God.
author of this doesn't even believe this.
Oh my God.
No one believes that. Like, are you retarded? No, you're just pandering. But but like the interesting ones. First of all, Jackie Kennedy, like, incredible peripheral vision. Her eyes are so far apart.
She's prettier in my mind. I wonder if that's a bad picture.
Number
Or
4.
if I'm wrong.
Funny you brought up Grover Cleveland, because Francis Cleveland is on number 4.
Okay.
Quite a drop off, which really shows the caliber of first ladies we're working with here.
Also, I don't know if they do the same rule set, which is their peak, right? Because like Nancy Reagan might have been a freaking piece of ass at 21.
Also, women just age horribly. And I'm not talking about them getting chronologically older. I'm talking about go find a 22-year-old from the 70s and she's not attractive. Fuck the 90s and she's not attractive to our eyes anymore, just the way that makeup and hairstyle and clothing changes. So if we go back to 1821, it's going to be a disaster, even if her bone structure is angelic.
And you can't tell what's going on. The hats are so big, the hair's all over the place.
Taft's
The thing
girl
is,
looks kind of hot, actually.
I'm looking at Helen.
I just
Taft
thought it
right
was.
now.
I just thought it was obvious that Melania Trump would be the hottest first lady because she was a
Obviously.
professional pretty person for a living. Like that's what she did. Was she was a model, and also she was a billionaire's wife, not a politician's wife. Who they usually pick those ladies for other things other than their appearance, especially in like the modern era. Like JFK's wife was an attractive woman, but his girlfriends were fucking super hot. Like they all were.
Marilyn Monroe.
I don't think she was the hottest one. There was that one chick who was like, was she Swedish or I can't remember.
I think I'm not positive about this, but I think that in her time, Marilyn Monroe was like that era's version of perfect. I've talked before about how like Christy Brinkley was my teenage version of perfect. If you were to look at her now, you'd be like, this chick has no ass. You have to have a banging ass to be a 2020 hottie. But
that's what I'm saying, Woody. That's my point, that the standards of Marilyn Monroe's era don't hold up now. Carmen Electra was the chick when I was a kid, and now you go follow Carmen Electra on Instagram, she's got a fraction of the followers of like some 22-year-old community college student with an ass job.
Oh, sure.
even
Carmen
like-
Electra's like 50 now.
But like prime Carmen Electra, is she still hot? Because prime Christy
Yeah.
Brinkley,
Yeah,
I think people
Yes.
would not.
Prime Carmen Electra is incredibly hot.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
can see that. My point wasn't too strong
just
there.
what? It's crazy hot.
Oh, it wasn't too strong.
My point.
Yeah,
Mary
What you gotta compare it
Todd's a
to is
fucking
like
dog.
prime Michelle Obama. That's what we got to compare this to. Let's talk about prime Michelle Obama. When she was playing fullback at Ole Miss.
Oh, you're gonna get me. I'm getting a chub over here, man. Stop talking about prime Michelle Obama, the hottest first lady of all time.
It's hard because I'm looking at prime Carmen Electra on my screen right now. I'm not sharing it because she's Playboy model, but it's all Photoshop, so I don't know what to make of it.
Let me pull.
Like you need candid somehow of her, and
You go to award shows.
Who are the
Like
ugliest
MTV
first
Awards, Carmen
ladies?
Electra, that should do it. But yeah, super hot model, celebrity, hot. For a decade or more.
Are you having a stroke? Super hot model, celebrity hot.
Super hot, super fucking hot. But like if you compare to like George Bush's wife, who's like Laura Bush, like I don't know, she's the hottest mom at like the bake sale, maybe. In her prime.
Lady Bird.
I grabbed this one because it
Johnson?
shows her ass. Like I think she's super hot. I think that by 2020 standards, that ass is not.
Woody, this is a
weak.
great ass. This is an excellent ass.
I agree.
No. See,
Okay, let me let you finish.
you're being misled by the pants, though. Like clearly her calves aren't this big around, right? Like she's wearing pants that do not accentuate her ass.
No,
Let
I
me-
can see that, and I'm with you. But I
Top
I
stain
think
on
that
tape.
today people look for more ass than this. Am I off?
Hey,
Do you think I'm
I
off
think
target
you're
on
right.
that? I think
do.
In the 90s, the thing was like sickly skinny, it seemed like, and that has gone out of vogue where now it's more
you're not
butts.
wrong, but I don't like your negative connotation. No, they were. There was Auschwitz hot. All right.
Do you
know,
remember that, like, do you remember that comparison, Kyle, that like the different female body types?
Yeah.
And like which one? And I think you and I were like, I think I even went curvier than you. And Woody was like, that one, number 4. And it's like, the 11-year-old boy? It's like, no, the skinny as can be, like a rail.
Hey.
Yeah, that was the style when I grew up.
Kyle, did you pull up just now pictures of Prime Carmen Electra?
Yeah.
One thing I will say about her is she strikes at least as being facially natural, which I feel like today the hottest chicks all have work done on their face. So it does feel like jerking off in a time capsule, looking back on Carmen Electra, even in her prime here. Now it's all the same Persian guys in Beverly Hills doing the same surgeries. And it makes for really knockout beautiful girls, but there's this homogenous nature to all the top hot chicks you see on Instagram or in Hollywood. And Carmen Electra looks like she's pre that trend.
Also, with the Instagram celebrity, there's so much Photoshop and face tuning, I should say. Photoshop sort of old school. That
True, man.
like these people look, not just face tuning, it hits the body, it hits everything. People look so different in different situations. You did girls who are just fucking unachievably smoking hot, and then you catch them without the filters, and it's like, oh, they actually look like regular pretty people, you know?
Yeah.
Like,
Just looking up, trying to find a list of the ugliest first ladies, and like, there's no reputable sources, obviously, but I
want in on this.
I found a forum called the Boxing Scene, and it's a boxing forum. And in the non-boxing discussion, there's something called, is Michelle Obama the ugliest first lady of all time? In this non-boxing area, and it is unbelievably racist to these boxing fans talking. All the comments are from 2011, and it's like I'm clicking on people's profiles, and it's like every other comment is like Pacquiao's like, top 3 GOAT. Don't even come at me, bro. You're a fucking idiot if you disagree. And then it'll be like, Michelle Obama looks like a boo. It's like, what are you?
That's
What's happening in your mind right now on your boxing forum?
I don't
That's
even know
some-
how to. Go ahead, Danny. Do you want to say something?
Oh no, I was just saying it's impressive doublethink going on that they love a little Filipino man, but they hate a big black woman.
It's hard to
they're very
describe
racist.
Michelle Obama, and you have to be so sensitive about it. But like, it's from the neck down. She's one of the hotter first ladies, right? Like, I think really, it's not a tall order to say that.
Kyle's giving us the
I don't know what
eyebrow.
you're-
I'm
I mean,
gonna
we're
pull up her
comparing her
body.
to like who's the George H.W. Bush's wife? What was her name?
Barbara.
Barbara
Maud or something.
Bush. Yeah, and like Barbara Bush is an example where I was like, all right, so clearly we saw her with gray hair, postmenopausal, yada yada yada. What does prime her look like? Because like, even H.W. was the son of a senator. He was rich from the day he was born. Rich and powerful. He was King Joffrey as a fucking child. So he must have pulled a hot piece of tail, right? No. Barbara Bush did not peak high.
So I think, what I think happens with these senators' sons and politicians in general is the woman they marry for her connections, almost like it's medieval times, and you need to marry the princess of Belgium or some shit so that you've got the little influence over there. I think they're marrying more for connections and influence and that sort of thing. Their girlfriends are the hot ones.
Yeah.
Like I bet George H.W. had some really hot girlfriends.
Yeah. I have a buddy, totally true, by the way, Kyle. I have a buddy who's really high up in the Manhattan banking scene, and he says if you have too hot of a girlfriend, it becomes a distraction at networking events. If you're just bringing around some bimbo who's a hairdresser or a stripper, it's going to raise eyebrows and it's going to lower your social credibility.
Oh,
Interesting.
so you want a properly hot girlfriend. You know who
Exactly.
doesn't play by those
Appropriately
rules?
hot.
Donald Trump. I don't think Donald Trump ever worried that someone thought his girl was too hot.
No, never. He got off on that, walking in and being like, "All these politicians are jealous as hell right now. Look at these frumpy fat bitches."
Dude, remember the inauguration? Remember the inauguration where it's him and his wife and Pence and his wife? And Pence's wife is like 40, 50 pounds overweight and like 5'4" or something like that. I don't know how tall Melania Trump is, but like she's tall.
We're like 5'11". Most models are tall.
Like she's
Probably,
really
yeah.
fucking tall, which makes sense because that Barron Trump kid is going to be a fucking 7